So it's a new year and I've realized something about myself. I really like staying in my comfort zone. I usually make the same foods, I have the same routines, and even sometimes I use the same seasonings. And that's not a bad thing. I've just wondered how many things I've skipped out on just because they were unfamiliar. So this year I decided to try new things. Nothing extreme, just one step at a time. And today's new thing is chicken shawarma, which I've actually never eaten before. I started by marinating the chicken because this is where all the flavor comes from. And these are way more spices than I usually use. I had to keep checking the recipe to make sure that I was doing this right. Once it's mixed, I let it sit and do its thing. While the chicken marinates, I will be moving on to the dough. I definitely could have brought pita bread, and I probably should have. But since the whole point of today is trying something new, I figured I might as well go all in. At first, the dough feels awkward, and I didn't really know what I was doing. But the more I worked with it, the more it started to come together. And it was actually kind of calming. I let the dough rest for 1 whole hour, and honestly, it felt fitting. Some things need time. You can't just rush them and expect them to turn out right. Pickling onions is one thing I'm actually pretty familiar with. I actually use a different recipe in this video, which is much quicker and easier than the recipe I usually use, so if you want that, just comment down below. Now the chicken's going into the air fryer, and this feels like the point of no return. At this stage, I've done everything I can, and all that's left is to wait and hope it turns out good. And even if it doesn't, I'm still glad I tried. I'm just wiping down the counter to get back to the dough, which rolling it out was actually harder than I expected. Some of these are definitely not circles, but that's okay. They're homemade. They're supposed to look a little imperfect. After rolling them out, I had to get them to, I think, 1/4 of an inch thick, and then I put them on the stove to watch them puff up. Watching the bread puff up feels like a little win, like, okay, maybe I can do this. Trying new things really does build confidence, even in small ways. Now everything comes together. The chicken, the pickled onions, our fresh garlic sauce, and the fresh pita. This started as something I was actually nervous to try, and now it's a meal in front of me. That alone feels like an accomplishment. Trying new things doesn't have to be huge. Sometimes it's just giving yourself permission to be a beginner.